Okay. Hi, thank you so much for joining me here today. Can you please share your first name?
My name is Brenda.
Awesome. So how has your health, your family, or community been impacted by heat, pollution, or mold?
Well, it's been impacted in a very hazardous way. Between my family and I, we have multiple illness that, being around mold, can't stand the excessive heat. We have asthma, we have lupus, we have a lot of illness, breathing complications such as myself. I have asthma and I have shortness of breath. So being around mold, which I am because I have a basement that has water in it that you don't know about until you move in and it rains for the first time. So we are badly affected by it and always seem to be around it.
Wow. So it's more so your family and yourself. Do you see it in your community too, or just most prominently in your family and yourself?
Because where I reside at right now, we have one trash dumpster and like 24, 28 apartments out here. And when people miss the dumpster, their trash ends up on the ground. So it's all around the dumpster. And eventually that brings in rodents and things. We don't have a recycling bin out here. So you see just people just throwing away a lot of plastic containers rather than to have them recycled. They put furniture out there and then the truck comes around once a month to pick up the furniture. So everything just goes to those, really just two dumpsters back there. And it does cause odor. It does bring in rodents, like I said, but I've been fortunate enough not to not to have that and things. And the heat, like the unit that I live in right now, I moved in and there was not one single sign of an air condition. No, automatic air, they end up putting two window airs in upstairs, but I have no AC downstairs at all.
Oh, it seems really hard. Oh my goodness. So then going off of that, why is it important to you that Bread pushes for environmental justice?
Well, first of all, I want to thank Brett for even doing that because that is just something that people don't think about. So I'm glad Brett did. And then for us who have other health issues, that compromise those issues when you have to be around those elements such as mold or a lot of other things that cause it. So I'm grateful that someone is addressing this area.
Yeah, it's great. Anything else you want to add to either of those questions? Something that comes to mind as well?
For one thing, I wish for what we need out here, we need more health inspectors. We need more health inspectors. There is no health inspectors, has never been out here. To my understanding, before I moved in, a new company bought it, and even the residents out here for years have said they just seen a big change in the way you get help, the way they respond to maintenance orders. And I don't think they really care about the mold because if they know about it, they're not doing nothing about it.
Wow. That's so sad.
So now maybe Brad will bring this to someone's attention.
Yeah. Anything else you want to be brought into the light, Sasha, bringing attention to?
Well, one of the things that I also feel that Brad is in contact with is affordable housing. And that's a big issue to my heart as well, because I was going through that issue 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. I had to move 3 times in 1 year and things. So when I moved into this unit where I'm at now, I kind of settled for it. I can't say I wanted it to be home, but I needed to get in some places, get settled. And one of the things that prolonged was the amount people are asking for rent nowadays. It was nowhere close to being within my single budget. And things, they wanted $1,200 and $1,400 for studio apartments, 1-bedroom apartments and things. And that was not in my rent. That would have taken up more than 60% of my income.
Mm,
rent. And like you said, then you get in here and you see, they don't even offer air condition.
yeah.
They
it's
don't
crazy.
want to ask you, they don't offer air condition, but they're not doing nothing about the moat. When I
Mm.
did air conditions, they're upstairs in the bedroom. I still to this day do not have air condition downstairs.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
crazy. My goodness. Yeah, anything else involving Brett's push for environmental justice or anything else again affecting personally that you can think of? Any last statements?
Well, I think this dealing with all kind of environment. I can see I just said someone leaving work this morning that things at OSU at Ohio State, but there was all these little chimneys with stuff coming out of them. And I kept saying, see, that's the environment right there going up in the air. And they just don't, people living close to plants, buildings, factories. A paint company went up in fire not too long ago. I can imagine what that did to the smoke and the elements. And sometimes with me having asthma, I have like 5 asthma attacks in one night.
Oh,
Because, yes, because of not being able to breathe and stuff. It's like I don't go nowhere without an inhaler. I do think about I have great grandchildren. Like I said, they were born with lupus. I got 4 or 5 family members that have asthma, very bad thing. So sometimes I pack up and just go somewhere else where I can breathe.
Seriously, oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you so much for your time today. Again, any last minute statements before we close off?
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. I was a joy meeting with you.
I have
Awesome.
a saying that my new motto for bread is, if God is in it, we can win it.
I love that. That's great. I think that ends us on a good note. Okay. Thank you so much.
But thank you for allowing me to have this platform and stuff. I appreciate it.
Very welcome. Thanks for, again, just answering these questions beautifully. Okay. Awesome. Thanks.